on eVibes, we are at the center of the capital of Ghana, Accra. This place holds lots of memories. It actually used to be the classroom of one of Ghana's greats. Yes, this is the story of a young lady who had a dream, but the journey to the top, you want to stay for this story. So please, let me indulge you. You should stick and stay with the eVibes team because the story is not to be missed. Welcome back to eVibes. What you're looking at is a school actually, a classroom, you might want to call it. It doesn't look like a classroom now because it's been like years since the person that I'm about to talk to visited this place. And so it has so much memories. It's a story that I would love to listen to. MzVee, she didn't have a golden childhood, but her love for music propelled her to the top. She's undoubtedly one of Ghana's best artists, having released 5 albums in addition to numerous successful singles. Even though she was at her lowest, her comeback dispelled a lot of myth. The person that we are having on eVibes today is none other than the invincible, I like to call her MzVee.
When I was walking in, there were chalk marks on the floor, the 2x2 games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I remember they used to have like those cultural dance events here for the parents to come and watch. Yeah, and then just break time. This side, the front side was like multi-purpose.
Okay.
So we did break time there. We played there, we did assembly there, like everything was done. Everything that was for everybody was done right out front. So yeah, and then the classrooms where we're standing, yeah.
Walking down, you know, here today, which memories did it bring back to you?
Oh, it's very nostalgic. My fondest memories, break time. I don't know, because then we got to play a lot.
Don't we love break time?
Yeah, me, I'm a very playful person. Even today, I like to just play. So break time was fun. My cousin who I lived in the house with, I came to school with her, so break time we're always here. We shared our food and we just had a good time. I don't remember much from the classroom. I don't think at the time they were teaching us anything epic because we were babies, but I remember the games out front and just break time and some of the events they had here for the parents to come and watch. Yeah, I was part of I did like a cultural dance thing at a point. Yeah, and I peed myself. So I peed myself and I went to change, and by the time I came back the program was done. So yeah. So
it's safe to say that, you know, the entertainment thing, it was, you know,
it's been there.
I tell you,
it
has always been there.
Yes.
I see. So this is where the primary school started from here. Where did you go to?
So this is when nursery started. Then
Nursery.
I went to kindergarten.
Okay.
In St. Martin de Porres.
Oh, I brought you. Yeah. This is like the.
This was the beginning of everything. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You went to St. Martin's de Porres at Dansoman.
Dansoman, yeah.
Dansoman. Then you proceeded to
St. Mary's Senior High School.
Okay.
Then I went to Central University and then Ghana Technology University, and then here.
We're standing actually not too far from where you grew up.
Yes.
The area. This is Labadi, and it's very important that we stand here not too far from your house, so that you tell us about, you know, some memories growing up, not just the school, but, you know, your parents. You did mention in your Invincible. There was a little clip on YouTube. You told us a story, you know, about growing up here. Can you fill us more into that?
So my house is where I grew up. It's like a 10-minute walk.
We'll take you there, by the way.
By car is like really short. Yeah, I used to walk to school. Whoever will bring me to school, bring me to school. enjoy school, go back home. But I'm sure everybody knows this. I grew up in a really strict home. And my family, my nuclear family, my mom, dad, myself, my sisters, and my brother, we were squatting in a family member's home. So we were in like one room, and it was 6 of us. And that place is right here. It looks a bit different now because they sort of changed it up. They broke the old place down, but we will go there. So yeah, very strict. School, home, help in the kitchen. And one of my favorite things, I really like tomatoes growing up. So anytime you leave me, if anybody is cooking, and you know that kind of setting, people cook outside, and people sit in front of their rooms with the coal pot and everything and cook. So if you make a mistake and you leave tomatoes, you'll come back and you won't find it.
Why you chew them, or you?
I really love the juice. I don't know about now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was one of my favorite things to eat.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And birthdays, we didn't have much, but my mom always made sure she did some type of celebration. So instead of cake, we didn't have money for cake.
Yeah.
So instead of cake, my mom would do like eto, like a very tiny one. And then if you're 1, she'll put 1 egg. If you're 2, 3, 4, and then 1 or 2 drinks. And then everybody in the house, all the family members would just stand around. And then that's a birthday party. So that's how I remember birthday parties from growing up. Yeah.
Your parents, you speak so well of them. God bless them. They've been very strict on you. How has that, affected, your whole life, the entire MzVee? Has it shaped you in any way?
It's been good and been bad for me.
Okay.
Because it was a bit over the top. So really, I didn't have a social life. It was just home, school, church, home, school, church. I was not allowed to have friends. My siblings and I were just like really in the confines of the house. Nothing.
But it's not a problem.
No, it's
because
a problem.
my parents did the same to me.
Okay, I don't know how extreme yours was, but it made me
allowed to have
very,
friends.
very, very antisocial.
Oh.
And if I sat, now I'm different, but if I sat with you before I started music, you won't understand me because I can't even open my mouth and talk to you. I was awkward. Very, very, very weird. When I went to secondary school, I was walking alone. And you would never see me walking with someone because I was used to that kind of lifestyle. I didn't know how to make friends, which was really bad for me. So I couldn't ask for things, But then again, it made me a very humble person. I'm very humble, very hardworking, and I appreciate people. And that's what my mom taught me. So, yeah. So it was good and bad.
Apart from that, what would you say that your mom had
made me
said?
timid.
No. Oh, they did that. At the end of the day,
the whole experience made me a very timid person. So I was not outspoken. If someone did something to me, I can't tell you. I keep everything to myself. Yeah. So it was bad and good.
But they must have taught you one big lesson that you might want to share with the beautiful viewers.
Nobody can do anything for you but yourself. I mean, you can be left plenty wealth, but you need to manage it, and it's a lot of hard work. So nobody can do anything for you by yourself. We started squatting in someone else's house. We were pitching in someone else's house, and now we are doing really good by God's grace. My mom was selling rice by the roadside, and she started with 1 pot, and then it became something else, and she went to own a chop bar. Then she owned another chop bar, and she owned a restaurant. So hard work. I'm not from a home where today they'll call me and say, oh, come for this amount of money and do this.
Yeah.
I'm still giving back to my parents, so I have to work like really, really hard. Just be good. Maintain whatever I've done and just keep going. Yeah.
So as that timid young woman, at what point did you decide that, okay, this is what I want to do, I want to sing? I'm not sure it occurred to you that you really
I didn't even know.
How did that, transition from, that coming from a home, strict parents, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, I want to become a musician. Did it just, happen, or you thought through it?
No, I didn't want to become a musician.
Okay.
I honestly didn't know what I wanted to be at all. So I was going to school, I was still figuring myself out. In life, some people find out exactly what they want to be at 50, at 60. Everyone's process is different.
True.
And at the age of 17, 18, secondary school, I still had no idea what I wanted to do. So it was always ideas like going back and forth in my head. But if you know a proper Ewe home, you know that we are very book-long people. So the goal, I knew at the end of the day, I was going to finish school and sit in some office. So that's what I thought. But after secondary school, I got a call from my friend. She said, I want to form a group. I said, my parents won't like this idea. But she pushed me, and I waited for my parents to leave home, and then I went out. I went to meet her, and then we went to meet my record label at the time. And then I sang for them.
Around, you do that. I need to lose weight. And this will help.
That was good. That was good.
What can I do to get
into shape?
Yeah,
but you're in shape. You're just
don't
bodied.
Say that. Please keep quiet. She's lying. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm not tired.
Yeah, you're not tired. You're just breathing heavy. You're not tired.
Yeah. This is good. This is good. Was this part of, the whole? I come out to play a lot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Playing was like my favorite thing. TV and games. As for TV, we had curfew for it.
Okay.
So yeah, but the times I get to watch it.
Like when it's 6 p.m. you don't watch TV.
I don't remember the exact time, but sometimes my mom will cheat for us. She lets us watch when we hear my dad coming. Then we go and take a towel, put it in cold water, and the TV had a big box at the back. Yeah, then we put the towel on the TV so it can be cold, and then we run to bed. So yeah, but I used to play a lot when I was growing up.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I love that. But I mean, let's shift a bit away from the childhood memories and all of that. I would love to talk about the music. It's been 10 years. So you did mention a friend. Do you still have that friend? That lady friend
she's a nurse. She was my the one I used to come to school with.
No, the one who called you and told you that let's join a band.
Oh yeah, Samara Buari. That's Nadia Buari's little sister.
Oh, that's
That's
interesting.
Yeah. So we started the girl band together. It was her, myself, and Angela Bamford.
Oh.
Yeah.
All those women are now big women, beautiful women doing great things. Yes. You're also here doing great things.
D3. So I started with a girl band, D3.
Yeah. I think it's the members
solo.
I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Too sure about.
Okay.
Then you went solo.
Yes.
How was that?
How did the family?
Scary. Yeah. Even with the band, how did the family take it? Was mommy very supportive?
No, they didn't like the idea of me doing music, period. Because they didn't hear anything good about the music industry. They thought it was just games, And they thought if you did music, then you weren't a serious person, And they thought, there was a lot of promiscuity and then the drugs. Yeah. So they didn't want their daughter to be a part of that. They've been so strict and trying to shape me for so long. This is not where their daughter was going to end. But it took a while for my mom to see that, they could trust me. I'm still going to be the same person. And the people I was working with, they were calm, they were good, they were professional. So they just gave me that chance to do the job.
Did you prove them wrong eventually?
I did.
And how did you do that?
Did you
get the help of your sisters, your brother?
No, to
convince them that, okay, this is a good venture. I need to figure this out. You need to allow me.
No, to prove them wrong, I just had to do the work, and it was time. Time made them see that it was something I could do, and they didn't have to be too worried. Yeah.
In 2015, you won the New Artist of the Year, the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Yeah. Same year, Stonebwoy won the Artist of the Year. You had just come into the industry.
Yeah.
How was the feeling for you at the time?
Oh, it was good. It was good, but I've said this several times that I didn't understand what was going on because me coming from this life into all of that, I didn't even used to watch, music videos and things like that. So it wasn't anything that was like epic for me. So I was really just going through it. So I go and perform. I'm nervous. I go on stage. I perform. I'm done. I don't know what's happening. They say, okay, come take a award. Yay, my team is so happy, but I'm like, okay. But, but it grew on me. I now came to understand all of these things because my life had nothing to do with any of these things before. So it was a process for me understanding what the awards meant and all of that. Yeah. I think you could sit right here.
Yeah.
Let me sit here. You are in my house, so I have to give you a seat.
Thank you so much. Where's the water, please?
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So yeah, it was very difficult merging. Like I was two different people, and I had to try and find like that balance. So it was very draining, very, very draining. And I used to cry a lot because I'd go out and people would say something about me, and I know that's not true. I just know that I'm scared, and I don't understand this like showbiz situation. I just fell into it. So that was very difficult.
And so you had to bring in, you know, the Boko Boko song, the Natural Girl song.
Yeah.
What was the idea behind the Natural Girl song? Do you, you know, are you just practically telling the world that, honey, I'm a natural girl. I am trying to be myself. You should try to be yourself. You should accept me for who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the import I got.
Yeah, that's what it basically is. That's what it basically is. In secondary school, I was not really, you know, like I couldn't gel with people, and I thought there was something wrong with me. And now I've come to understand that I'm just really who I am. Like I'm just chill. And I laugh at jokes that are not funny. People say I laugh at the wrong things, you know. I'm just a bit cuckoo, but it's who I am. And I've come to understand that that is beautiful. And that's why I am where I am today. My uniqueness pulled certain people towards me, and that's why I've still been able to, because I've just been myself. I didn't change for anybody. In secondary school, I thought maybe if I changed and I did this, did that, or associated myself with certain girls, you know, then I would be cool. But it was a waste of time. It was, nobody noticed because everyone is doing the same thing. What's different about you, you know? So yeah, so I've learned to just enjoy being myself and not try to be anybody else. So it's not about your kinky hair, even though it makes you come to see that you can enjoy whatever God gave you. But it's really not about that. The core of it is just enjoying who you are and being who you are. Yeah.
Apart from the fact that I hated the fact that you took off the fro, and I still hate you for that.
No.
Bring the fro back. You have 5 albums.
I do.
It's interesting. Is that not very interesting?
It's crazy. It's not easy to come out with an album.
Yes.
There's so much work around it.
Do you remember your first album? Tell me about working on that album. I know that the Boko Boko was on that album.
Oh my God, I think it's Revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Revelation, reveal. I was revealing myself.
Yeah.
So it's Reveal, and the V inside was VE. So Revelation. And the second one, Verified, Verified.
Yeah.
There was always a V in there.
Yeah.
Verified. And then the third one was Davi.
I remember.
And then when I left the record label, becoming an independent artist, after everything I went through, you know, taking a year's break, I came out with the album Invincible, and it had the V in there as well. So all the titles have like a serious meaning.
Except 1030.
1030 has a very good meaning. The latest one is 1030, and
I was actually talking about the V. There was no V in 1030.
I know. I had to break that. Maybe we'll bring it back, but yeah. So 1030, and exactly, it's like a new chapter of my life. I'm 10 years in the music industry, and I just turned 30 years as well. So new chapter. So we're shifting from what was old. So different time of my life. So
Yeah.
1030. Yeah.
I would love to appreciate, you know, the new chapter, but I also would want to appreciate the old chapter, say 5 years in between. So we have 5 years, another 5 years, making it 10. So the first 5 years, the journey, of course, looking at all the things that has happened, has been incredible.
Yeah.
You've had, you know, shows, you've led like so many concerts, you've been booked on so many shows.
Traveled quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at a point, you had to move. It did mention that you have to move from Lynx Entertainment. You've had this conversation, like, you know, every day. You've spoken about it. You've never really spoken about what actually happened.
I have.
You have?
I have. Like I said, even talking to you today, I told you how like the switch from being who I was in my small home, coming into this big world of show business was draining. And so it got to a time I was just tired. You know, people change jobs. People go to different classrooms. People travel. People take vacations.
Yeah.
And it just got to a point I was tired. And like I said, growing up, I was very timid and I kept things to myself. I was afraid. So any problem I had with anyone, if someone did something to me, I kept it to myself. So I think it was issues stemming from like it was just so much. And as I grew up, I came to understand certain things that happened when I was younger. And I think it just drained me. So at a point, I just went into this deep, dark place. I left my record label. I unfollowed so many people on social media. I remember when I came back, I was on an interview with Bella Munia. She was like, girl, you unfollowed me. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I unfollowed so many people. Some, I'm so sorry if they're watching. I don't know. I don't remember who I unfollowed, but I'm sure I've not followed some back again, but it's no fault of mine. I unfollowed so many people. So as I go and I remember, I actually follow back. But yeah, it was a very, very difficult time.
You know, when you came out and you spoke about depression, and some people are like, Anna, Ghana and Anna, black people, the depression, they find home. You know, when you mention depression, it's a big deal when you are well traveled.
Yeah.
Do you think that you've done enough, you know, about preaching or creating awareness of such thing as depression in not just the entertainment industry, but generally people go through a lot of things. As you know, somebody who has gone through it.
Well, it's never enough. I mean, there's always a new ear listening to you. So yeah, so every time I get the chance, like on this platform, I will talk about it. And I remember when I came back, I went on a certain radio show and people were calling in, and this was supposed to be one person called in, I think he was listening, and he's supposed to be, you know, a decorated industry person. And then the first thing he says is, hey, mama, depression, you know, and he thought it was funny, but I had to tell him on air that was not funny at all.
Funny.
And then he was like, oh, and you know, people joke about it. When you travel outside, every student in any school is assigned to a therapist.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't see that side of it here. But
we even have it?
Yeah, we don't. Oh, we do have therapists in schools, but it's not. Nobody's walking up to a therapist to talk about their problems. But it's affecting so many people. I know people who are going through like terrible depression, but they can't even come out saying. And that's what makes the depression even worse. Because you don't want to open your mouth and say, I am depressed. Because somehow think, yeah, crazy, and it's a sickness for foreign people.
Exactly.
It's yeah. But I mean, any chance I get to be able to talk about it, I will. It's real.
What are the signs?
Millions of people die from depression.
Yeah,
it's a real thing.
What are the signs, and what do you think that we can do? I mean, given that we find ourselves in those situations, what can we do to maybe snap back?
The biggest thing for me is communication. That's the one thing that helped me, because I never talked. That's why therapists say, sit, let's have a conversation. You have to like offload, you know. But the signs, I mean, you know this person who's depressed, and they are very different from how they were. They are crawling into their own space. They are sad always. They are crying a lot. They don't want to do what they usually do. You know, you can just tell, especially if you know whoever you are talking about. Yeah, you can just tell. Yeah. But people die, millions of people die from depression. People stand in the middle of the road for cars to hit them and commit suicide because they don't just, people take pills and die.
True.
People stand in the middle of the road. It's crazy. People slash their wrists just to be able to leave the world because they can't take what is going on. And as I grow up, I've come to understand how crazy life can be. So yeah, it's real. Yeah.
We'll talk about the new MzVee and the new album. I have feedback. I've listened to 2 of the songs on the 1030 album.
You have favorites, that's what you're saying?
My point,
okay.
Exactly.
Right.
Two of those songs will have like a deeper conversation, but I would love for you to show me. I just want to see the house you but I know that it doesn't look the way it's supposed to.
I think they've
ago
built something like another structure. So it's even looking like posh from what it used to look like.
I like to see it. All right, let's. Looks like an office space today.
Yeah, everything is completely different from the gates to the paints to. I've never seen this house look so nice. Like the space is.
And by the way,
different.
we can't go inside because
No.
it doesn't belong to MzVee anymore.
No.
Well, they used to be here.
Yeah.
Wow. We're grateful that you brought us here. So you've been, you know, going about
Yeah, I
the
used to
streets.
walk to school.
But do we
from
still
here.
have the same streets? It's the same streets, right? Nothing changed.
I'm pretty sure it's the same street.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, looking at how far you've come, what would you say?
I'd say I'm grateful.
God, yeah.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm thankful because there are people who start and stay in that same position. So thank God for movement and thank God for progress and thank God for positive change because if I compare myself today to the girl I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I am very different and in a positive way. So I'm very grateful. Yeah.
I had the opportunity to have conversations with few women in the industry and they spoke so well of you.
Oh.
Becca, she told me, I am so proud of her. You cannot imagine how a woman like MzVee would, you know, go, would come up in this industry, go for like 2 years, break, and come back again. I'm so proud of her. Ifia, she said she's proud of you. Akuse Japan, she said she's proud of you. And one thing that I left out is the fact that somebody wrote a book. I didn't read the book.
Yes.
But they wrote a book, like the first female to have had somebody written a book
About them.
about them.
Yeah.
And they've said all these things about you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you heard them, so I'm telling you.
Thank you.
They're
But the title of that book is Dare to Be, and it was written by Esther Koba, CEO of Stratcom Africa. She's a superwoman. Yeah. So I was really honored to be in that book.
Yeah.
Yeah. She wrote a book about 6 different women from different backgrounds who she thought, you know, lived her story a little bit. And then, so we basically told our story to tell her story. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I'm also proud.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the album, the 1030 album.
Okay.
This is different.
Yeah.
Well, you can actually tell that it's different from the this is the 5th album. So the 4 MzVee albums that we've listened to over the years. The whole thing, I mean, what inspired, I'll come to a few of the songs.
Okay.
I also do know that, okay, let me start with the winner.
Okay.
Winner song featuring
Kofi
Kinata.
Yeah.
I know the message, but I mean, from the horse's own mouth, tell me, what were you trying to tell, you know, the masses out there?
It's a very simple song. The minute you hear it, you'll understand it. Today, in our current economic state, it's not looking pretty for, in fact, everybody. People are really going through it. So this is a song that says shedding type of thing. It just gives you hope that you will make that money. Just keep going. So it's the anthem of the season. It's for this season, yeah.
So what if they don't understand that they will make it?
Oh, they will.
Because, you know, we have motivational speakers come up at us. They tell us, you'll make it. You need to, you know, wait for your turn. But, you know, like you said, the economy is not too good.
Yeah.
And so we can't wait. Why should we keep waiting?
No, you don't have to wait. In the meantime, that when I say wait, doesn't mean don't do anything. In the time that you are holding on to see the light at the end of the tunnel, you should be putting things in place. And that's where not giving up comes in. Because if you give up, there's nothing else. Someone may succeed at their first try. Someone may fail first try, second try, third try, succeed at the 10th try, but they kept going. That's the whole point. So don't give up no matter what. Just keep going. Because like I said earlier, no one will do it for you. You can only do it for yourself. So yeah, it will come. You will make the money.
But you gave up at a point. You got fed up.
I did, but how, like,
you gave up.
For me, I had people who just, you know, pushed me. And that's the thing. Nobody is superhuman. You can't say that you're going to be the same way 100%. You will get tired. But the thing is, that you will fall, but you still have to get up and keep fighting, and that's exactly what I've done. Yeah.
So the person that you're fed up from in the song, which happens to be on the album,
Yeah.
what happened to the person? Is the person still there?
No,
or
the person is married. No, this is a real story, guys.
Tell me. Oh my
this,
God.
This is from one of my exes, you know. But
I was just listening to the
married.
song.
Yeah, he's married, and the song is saying that now he wants me back, but unfortunately, you can't have me. So,
No,
I'm fed up.
So you guys were, dating at a point, and then he went on to marry.
No, he cheated on me. Yeah, we were really young. This was a really long time ago. We were really young. Yeah, I was in secondary school. So I'm just like going back in time and singing about some stuff, and that's what came up. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but we're cool right now. He's married, but it's a story to tell. So isn't that song?
You so much believe in love.
I do.
Are you in love?
No, unfortunately, I'm not.
You're not in love?
No, I'm not in love.
You're not dating currently?
Currently, no.
You're just taking time.
I'm not taking time. If I find someone that's good for me, of course.
You know that your songs are like, they're just speaking for me. Like I don't really have to say anything. I just have to say that, okay, so now that you're not dating and you're, doing your own thing, you're turning up.
Yeah, I'm turning up. Oh. Yeah, you see, I can see what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
Yay.
I'm trying to rhyme, and you're not getting the deal.
I'm getting
These are all the songs on your album.
Yeah.
I didn't write that for you.
Yeah, so now I'm turning up. I'm having a good time.
But you don't come across as somebody who can do wild party and turn up and do all the other things.
I can, but once in a while I can go back to back. But once in a while, I can turn up. But my type of turn up is not maybe going to the club often.
Okay, well,
I do different things.
Like
have family over, a few friends over, cook out, eat, swim, maybe travel a little bit. That's my turning up,
Travel doesn't sound boring. I was going to say that sounds boring, but
no, it's not.
Having family over and all
when
of
I
that.
travel, I go clubbing, have a good time. Yeah.
How does a normal day in MzVee's life looks like? Do you have any other job apart from the music that you're doing? Do you have any other businesses?
I do, but I don't like to talk about it. So
that's okay. We just need to know that you have.
Yeah, I do. But like the music is first and foremost in my life. So yeah.
Your
normal day. A normal day in my life is, it's never really planned. Things happen as and when, like my job. My job is very as and when. So I don't like to make plans because you can make a plan today that, Saturday, let's all go for lunch, and then the next minute you have a call, interview, or I've got to do this, I've got to do that. So I don't like to make plans that often, yeah.
So what would you say is MzVee's, fashion? What's your fashion sense? What do you look out for if you want to step out, say, a club? Because you do clubbing.
Yeah, I go clubbing. When I'm going clubbing, I have to look a bit tight, so I wear like a short, pretty dress, some heels. But my favorite thing to wear are pants and I like comfort.
Me too.
I don't like stress. I don't want to go and be doing this.
The tees and
so I'm usually, if you meet me when I'm not in front of a camera, I'm always wearing like a big t-shirt and cargo pants. So that's like, I'm always dressed chill. I like to be comfortable, yeah.
You are a natural girl. You love to be comfortable. You practically do what you want to do, and you do it, and you're excited about it. How do you deal with, the whole fame thing? I've seen a couple of people, they always want to take pictures. Oh, MzVee. Let me tell you, this is a true story. Okay. So before I came here, I asked one of my colleagues and I said, okay, I'm going to interview MzVee. What do you want me to ask her? Then he said, she's beautiful. I'm like, I can't ask her why she's beautiful. I said, tell me something. He said, oh, she's beautiful. She's beautiful.
Thank you.
So that's all. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
So you have fans, you know, across
Yeah.
the world. And how do you, you know, manage these people? Now we have social media and all of that. You know, personally, do you have a way you keep them closer?
Yeah, social media is like number one because, like you said, they're in different parts of the world. So that's the middle ground. That's how we connect. But at first, I couldn't manage. I didn't even like it because it was too much. So I don't want to go out. I don't. But yeah, now it's like a part of my life. So see someone who loves you, say hi, take a picture, and then you move on. Yeah, it's simple. Yeah.
So we're celebrating 10 years in the music industry. It's not a joke to start all the way. We have 5 years, another 5 years. That's like a whole 10. And you are here with us. And we're grateful that you did this with us.
Thank you.
I know that a lot of people out there look up to you. You inspired most of us. I did mention you know, all the things that you've been doing and inspiring us. Looking at you here, I know that, you know, all the people that you've inspired, they would want to hear something from, you know, the Queen, MzVee herself. Any advice for the people watching you, people who look up to you, who would want to come into music, maybe some other generation coming behind our backs?
I think we spoke about it already. It's not to give up because the world is very, very, very difficult. Especially as you grow. I am now experiencing so many things, but you need to surround yourself with good people. It sounds very simple, but it's so important. And maybe you're too young to understand or you are too old so you know what I'm saying, but good people are very vital in everybody's lives because you will give up at a point and you will need these people to help you pick yourself up again and do what you're doing. So surround yourself with good people and really work hard because Charlie, people, it's a big competition in this world. People are doing it, so you have to join that fight and keep going and be yourself. Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this with us. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
The Dumebi song, I don't know why you titled it Dumebi. You should have, you know, said Davi or something.
Oh, I said Davi already, so.
But it's fine. It's Yemi Alade, and it's okay. We would go out there, listen to, you know, the whole album.
Yes, 10:30.
You're not, you know, ready to pick any of the songs as your favorite.
I love all the songs. It's not because it's my album, but I just, from reviews, from people who have listened to that, they can't even pick a favorite. So listen to it and let me know if maybe there are favorites in there because honestly, the songs are. Trust me, you'll thank me later.
At least I have 4 favorites. So, I mean, at least I can pick. Would you mind, you know, do me the honors? And have you tried, you know, presenting a show before?
Hi everyone, my name is MzVee and this is